Okay. Did that work? Go back. Go back. Okay. You're going there. And gotta click on that guy. What are you doing, you weird dog? Those are my toes. Why are you chewing on my toes? What are you eating? What is that? What is in your mouth? Oh. You've destroyed the other toy. Okay. We have gone through 2 toys so far. The other one has been obliterated. Nope, get your face out of there. Get your face. Nope, get out from under my desk. You're too big. Okay. All right. Internet's been rebooted. The Wi-Fi's been rebooted. Everything's been rebooted. Okay. Big dog, I know you're sad. You want to chew on that thing some more, but you can't. You destroyed 2 toys during the show, and they were 2 lovely toys, and you did not allow them to last. And that's a greedy dog. You don't get another toy right now. You can be a sad dog. It's right there. Bonk, 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 bonk. Butt slap on TV there. Okay. All right. Let's try this one more time, and shabam. And shaboom. All right. So many intros today. So many intros. Alexander Robert Krantz. 2 shares of GME, 1 real, 1 synthetic. You get your divvy for your real share, but not for your synthetic. What will happen if you sell off your shares immediately afterwards before getting your synthetic divvy? You should still get your synthetic divvy. That is owed to you. Your data record, you should be able to get it. So the hedge fund or whoever created that synthetic should owe you those shares, even if you sell off after the data record. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Part 3 of our show, Friday show today. I only have like 40 minutes left, and then I gotta take these dogs for a walk and then go get Buff. But the internet seems to be fine. Oh, nope, saying no data. I got no data coming through. I've got scrambled vision. Everything is at like potato pixels. Might not just be my day today. It might be just terrible internet day all around. What the heck? Maybe Comcast. Comcast is slow as shit. Okay. Internet connection. There's just people complaining about Comcast and then Comcast not doing anything about it. I pay you money for a certain amount of speed, Comcast. Why can't you provide that speed for me? I don't get it. All right. Jonathan, James Webb, what if we see aliens? What happens next? I need to know. If James Webb can resolve aliens, that would be fantastic, but I don't think it will. The 12th is when that comes out. So what day is the 12th? That is next Monday? Tuesday. Next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, James Webb. We're going to have the images of the James Webb Telescope. And my guess is that we're going to be seeing exoplanets with the first image. Is that they pointed it at somewhere where we knew exoplanets existed. And we're going to get confirmation of those exoplanets, visual confirmation. And that's why all the scientists were weeping when they saw the image. So that's what we're looking for, I think. Okay. Hey. Leave her alone. Let her chew on her own thing. Okay. Where were we? It's a James Webb question. Frozen State Productions, you should check out Pantheon's AMC video, episode 89. Highly informative how Adam Aron saved AMC. All right. Guitar stuff. Houston, I think I have trauma. At this point, I assume every catalyst is a non-event. They've been doing a good job at that. We know how things should operate based on the rules and the market forces at work. Dude, your cold nose keeps hitting me in the arm and it's so gross. Quit it. All right. Just leave the monkey butt alone back there. Don't sit on her and make her angry. Okay. I'm right there with you, man. Like, once bitten, twice shy, for sure. Bex, let's try again. Have you ever had popped ribs? And when will mine quit with the gross crunchiness when breathing, moving? Also, when Toronto? I don't know when Toronto is yet. Sometime before August, I think. But I'm not sure when. I've got to talk to those people some more. Yeah, I dislocated this rib right here. What was that, 2008, maybe? I had a cold. It was a pretty bad cold. And I went to Whistler, went skiing, and with my best friend, and we went down this little chute. It was pretty icy. It was like not good snow. Definitely not good enough to be like going off trail. But we went down this little chute, and there was like an ice-covered fallen tree log, and the way I bounced off that thing, I slipped, did a gainer, and I landed on my back on the log, and I coughed so hard that my rib dislocated. So it was like this, and I had to hammer it back in, and that hurt like hell. And anytime I coughed, sneezed, laughed, hiccuped, was startled, it would dislocate again. And so it was probably a couple of months, I was holding that thing in, waiting for the cartilage to like bind it back in there again. And I was working at this bar, and like I wasn't doing anything with this arm, because even like using my pec too much in the wrong way, it would pull the rib right back out again, and then have to hammer back in and then start all over. It was awful. And there was this dude who saw like just my arm, using my left hand for everything, not even using this arm for anything. He's like, "Dude, what's up with your arm? Did you break it?" I said, "Oh no, I dislocated my rib, and I'm just don't want to like pop it out again. It hurts like hell." And he's like, "Oh, that sucks." And like 5 minutes after this conversation, I'm walking past him, and he's putting on his jacket, and he like puts his sleeve in the hole and punched me right in the rib and dislocated it. And I was like, rolling around, and had to hammer the rib back in. And he was like, "Oh my God, it was the rib." And it was like another 6 weeks from there before it was fixed again. But yeah, Bex, it takes a long time. Ribs suck because there's nothing you can do about it. They put your chest in a cast and all of a sudden it's fine. No, you're just screwed, and you're just gonna be like in pain. I did try wrapping like ace bandages around to like hold it tight, but it wasn't. It didn't do it. Like I needed like a clamp from the garage to put one on one side and just clamp that sucker down for 3 months until it was fine. But yeah, it sucks. If you can avoid it, don't break ribs or dislocate them. It's awful. Okay. Super Steve, will GME split dividend destroy U.S. economy? I think the U.S. economy is already destroyed. So don't worry about the dividend destroying it. It's just going to be one brief bit of good news while the rest of the economy goes down the shitter. He looks like a Dahlia painting. I was very pixelated there. Yeah. Colin Halligan, Houston, I know you don't want to talk about metamaterial and MNTLP, but Trey just read dates were sent out for the S1 filing. Have you heard anything? I've heard nothing, and I'm not going to talk about it. There we go. Artemis, Houston would make sense to sell my home now for a nice profit, rent for a couple of years, and buy again at the bottom of the housing market. You can. I mean, will your mortgage payment be lower a couple years from now, or lower than you're paying for rent? If it's not, you may as well keep with your house. If your rent, you think your rent would be cheaper than what you're paying for your mortgage now, and you're able to buy much cheaper in a year or two, that might be a good idea. Weigh those two things, make a pros and cons list of each, and see which one comes out on top, and that will be your answer. Okay. All right. KG wants me to get a more powerful router. I don't know. Think this happened last summer too. My internet was garbage last summer as well. Absolutely terrible. All right. Fudge your teeth off. Comcast is a turd. Never been happier than when I switched to MetroNet. I wish I could switch to somebody else, but Comcast is the only one that offers broadband in my house. No one else can get it here. I mean, there is the fiber optic cable that runs past the house, but they want over $10,000 to connect my house to the line that's outside my window, and I don't have $10,000 to connect the line to my window, so I'm stuck with Comcast right now. I know. So clicking that button, I'm never clicking that monetize insert ad button ever again. No, it's not happening. I don't care if it made me 14 cents. It's destroyed my internet. Okay, William Morgan says government whistleblowers just proved new jobs report are fabricated. I've not seen that news headline yet. That's new to me. Jesse Hartman, why not address the oil reserve question? What oil reserve question? Jesse Hartman. I don't know. Did I miss the oil reserve question? Might have been the previous stream that died. So you may have to re-ask your question, because I don't know what that means. What oil reserve? Like the strategic oil reserve? Is that what you're talking about? And what question about the strategic oil reserve do you have? JB can get a complimentary new router from Citadel. John B., do you follow Dr. Pierre Corey on Substack? Nope. He's claiming uptick in new ER cases with heart blood clot problems nationwide among vax patients. He's probably full of shit if he's an anti-vaxxer, so probably no. I don't even know who that is. Pierre Corey. Oh, he's an ivermectin dude. Yeah. He's an ivermectin dude who caught COVID despite using ivermectin regularly. So, yeah, I'm not gonna read him on Substack. If he's an anti-vaxxer, nah, not gonna waste my time with him. Okay, David Allen Grove, new AMC Highcroft NFT was given to AMC shareholders that signed up on the AMC website and received the I Own AMC NFTs earlier this year. All right. You got some more NFTs there. Some more pictures of things. Lucas McPhee Mills wants to take me somewhere. Take me somewhere, Lucas McPhee Mills. Where are we going now? Friday night traveling around the world. We're going South Pacific. We're going to this little atoll here. What atoll are we on? It's gorgeous. Oh, it's an island shaped like a dick. There you go. There is Schlong Island for you. What atoll is this? Where are we? Uvea? We're part of New Caledonia? Okay. That is definitely a penis. That is certainly Schlong Island. Look at that sucker. He is happy to see you. It is ready to dance. This is the content we sign up for here. Schlong Island. It's got a great coral reef off Schlong Island. Beautiful deep lagoon. Is there any homes on Schlong Island? Is this inhabited at all? Or is this completely uninhabited Schlong? I don't see any indication of humans living there. There's one little spot right here. That just might be some coral sand. There's no good beaches on Schlong Island, that's for sure. There's lots of coral, but no sandy beaches. Nope, this one's shaped like a Scottish, like a Scotty. Look at that little island right there. Look at that guy. That's a dog. There's a dick and a dog right next to each other. Schlongus. I wonder if the island has a name. I love it. Okay. Lucas, that was a good one. Thank you for that. Schlong Island. Okay. Guitar Stuff. Toronto's in Seattle this weekend. We announced them last night. Sales at 500, man. That's all that matters. Okay. All right. Rib vest. Hard carding rib vest is what you needed. Hard carding rib vest. I would probably love something like that just tightened everything up in there so my rib no longer dislocated. But yes, there's Bex. That's not a question, right? Bex, get that rib vest. Kumquat Smoothie, Houston. My 555 GME become 2,220 on July 22nd, 2021. Ran by this crazy numerology lady at work. I lit her eyes up. Okay. Also, you're going to be a millionaire when it runs with 2,000 shares. You're set, Kumquat, and my hat goes off to you. Good job. Carrie Smith, what's your opinion on food shortages? We're going to see a lot of them. Maybe not necessarily in North America because we grow plenty of food for our population. But the developing world is going to have a serious lack of grain. And they're going to be starving. And that's probably going to be the biggest impact of the Russian invasion of Ukraine is the monkey button focus there, is the effect it's going to have on developing nations and their ability to get grain, which is a large staple food for a lot of them, especially in places like the African steppe where it's hard to grow stuff like that. It's dry, not much rain. The cattle you have is pretty lean. So we're probably going to be looking at quite a bit of famine. It's going to be brutal. And prices are going to just go sky high. They're going to skyrocket here until they all drop again because the economy crashes. Clayton Brune with Comcast, with companies like Comcast around, it's a wonder why the U.S. ever bothered to regulate monopolies. Yeah. It doesn't do you any good. If you've got a monopoly taking over the nation, it doesn't do you any good to break up that monopoly and so that there's local monopolies everywhere. Which is what they did with Ma Bell, is that they broke apart AT&T and they made 40 regional phone companies that become 3 phone companies. And what you needed was to break it up and allow them to compete with each other in the same markets. That is actually breaking up a monopoly. So, yeah, it's just, we're so bad at this stuff. Houston, have you had anyone that would not believe in the Moass even though you explained it to them? A couple. My friend Andy, he's a former options trader, and he's like, nah, it's not going to happen. It's because he worked inside those companies, and he fully believes in their ability to just break the law and get away with stuff. And I understand. I totally understand that cynicism. I totally get it. But what I believe is that those companies, they can break the law and they do all this stuff as long as they have their magic powers. But the minute those magic powers are taken from them, they no longer have the ability to do that stuff. And margin calls, liquidation, failing capital requirements, things like that are what happen during a large-scale market crash, which is what we're in the middle of. And when one domino falls, the next one falls, the next one falls, the next one falls. JB, I liked Boob Island better. We did have a couple of boobs, and then we had some schlong. So we got both. Got both going on right there. All right. I'm claiming the island post Moass. All the movement underground in Schlong Island. Sri Lanka's bankrupt. Sri Lanka's screwed, man. Their next oil shipment doesn't come for another, 10 days? They have no fuel in the entire island. None. They have no food. Carlos, you're trying to get me to go to the Eye of Africa again. I can tell. I am not clicking on that, Carlos. I know those numbers. I am not clicking on that. Maybe in a month, when I forget about those numbers, you'll get me to go there. But not happening, buddy. Not happening. Okay. Guitar Stuff post Moass and paying that 10K get the fiber optic. I would appreciate it. Dude, I don't like. It's the local public utility who put that big spine of fiber optic down the middle of the island, and they hooked up the schools and the library and stuff to it. And a couple of big companies were able to, like in the industrial parks, were able to like hook up to the internet. But they're like, we don't have much residential adoption of our internet. Like, really? Because when I pay for Comcast, they'll run a line for free to my house and not charge me an install fee, even though it's garbage line. They still do that for free. They even drill under a road. My old place, turns out that Comcast just ran a line from the street behind a neighbor's house over the lawn and into my place. And when they mowed the lawn, my internet went out because they chopped the line in half. And so the Comcast guy came and was like, oh yeah, your line's in half. And so they went to a different pole, drilled under the street, ran the line into my house for free. If anything, that's what the Kitsap Public Utility District should be doing with their fiber optic, and then maybe people could have fiber optic at their homes and use their service. But $10,000 to hook up, it's just ridiculous. Just silly. It's silly. Okay. Jose Rosario, should I sell my home before the price crashes? I mean, if you want to sell your home and buy someplace for 40% discount a year, 2 years from now, by all means, go for it. But if you struggle to find a place to live, that may bite you in the ass. Because rents right now are really high. I think rents will be a lot lower in a year. But right now, rents are really high. If you're going to sell your house, maybe go buy in a cheaper nation. I've been trying to convince my dad to move to Portugal because he could sell his house for... he lives in a manufactured double wide that could sell for $700,000 or $800,000 right now because of where we live. And he could buy a mansion in Portugal on the water with a pool and a guest house for half that, and then have another $400,000 to play with in Portugal. He can buy a sailboat. He can enjoy his retirement in good weather. I keep telling him that, and he's like, oh, I don't know. But he doesn't have the, fuck it, let's gamble everything gene I have. So, dog hairs in my mouth all the time. Okay. Guitar Stuff. Also, I only have Comcast here in PDX. Yes, technically there's another internet option, but they aren't comparable. Yeah, we've got Quest, or who bought Quest? Lumen. Lumen bought Quest, and like 1 megabit is what they can promise me, which would be awesome if this was 1998. But my stream alone takes more than 1 megabit, so that's not going to work there, Lumen. Free Thinker McJones. As long as we never sell only buy more, especially if we DRS shares, there's no amount of breaking rules that will afford them an escape. I mean, the one rule they have is naked shorting. They can keep naked shorting as long as they remain a market maker or follow the very crappy rules of Reg Show. They'll naked short forever to avoid any responsibility. What we need is those hedge funds to collapse so they can't naked short. What we need is the market makers to not meet capital requirements so they can no longer naked short. And part of that will be regulation. Like the government should look at the shares sold, not yet delivered, securities sold, not yet delivered, that keeps creeping up by tens of billions every year that Citadel is doing, and go, that's not right. We should make them deliver those things. That should be the rule. Congress passing a rule against naked shorting would end this like that. If we could convince Congress that naked shorting is not in their best interest, which I think we can do, we could go to them and say, hey, if you right now go invest in a whole bunch of shorted stocks and then pass a law against naked shorting, you're going to be a cajillionaire. And you'll make more money than anything that Citadel could donate to your campaign. You'll be set. They might actually go for it. So we got to be a little cynical with that. And once we make them $1 gajillion, then we'll end the ability of elected officials to trade in the market. Thomas H., do you have multiple accounts or all your shares in one brokerage? I have multiple accounts. I don't trust everyone 100%, so I have sprinkled about, which I think is always a good idea for people. Maximum Force 89, I thought I heard you say in a previous show that we get 4 additional shares when GME splits, but I thought it reads 3 additional. It's 3 additional shares. 3. So if you have 1 share, you get 3 more, and you'll have 4. That's what it is. Gee, fun. I'm sure Schlong Island is inhabited by crabs. It is a fuzzy schlong, that's for sure. Okay. Oh, everybody's answering this question there in the chat. Okay. Christopher S. Hey, Houston. Fidelity closed my $22 VIX call 40 minutes before market close. 39, of course, it hit strike. That, dude, happens to me more than enough times. I had like a 127 GME call maybe a month ago that was like bouncing in and out of the money, and then that Friday they closed it and it went to like 130, and I could have made $300 off of it. They should have a thing, a selection that says let my option die. Don't sell it for me, just let it die. I'm riding this thing until the end. So don't you think you're doing me a favor, get me that $4 off of my $500 bet. I may want to exercise this sucker, but no, they close them, and it pisses me off. Dilla Joints, Houston. Once the stock split happens and the price drops to 25 to 45 level, won't hedge funds be able to cover shorts from that range up, make a profit? No, because the shorts all owe 3 more shares for every share that they shorted. So if they sold a share at 125, they have to go out and find 3 shares to make up for that dividend, first of all. So if they go out and try to buy those shares, they have to buy a share to close with and 3 more shares with it, which ends up costing them 25% more than they started with. So, and if they have to go out and buy all those shares, the price goes up. So that's what happens. That's what happened with Tesla. That's what happened with Apple. It really puts the shorts in a bad position when they do that. John B. I had that internet provider in Seattle, GB Fiber, but I think they throttle it down as very slow generally at $99 a month. Yeah, I mean, I pay $100 a month for my internet. It gets me HBO Go or whatever, HBO Now, HBO Max, whatever they call it now. So I get that. So $10 of that goes to me being able to watch like John Oliver and crappy DC movies when they come out. Maybe a Gophers chewing through underground lines. I wish a Gophers chewing through underground lines. Latinum from Dave Lauer's Twitter. Non-cash distributions like a stock dividend just get added to the loan balance and are not immediately paid to the lender. I have not heard that before. I'd be curious if that's actually true, because Dave also said that Apex wasn't a dark pool, and that was wrong. And that Citadel Connect wasn't a dark pool, and that was wrong. So I question that on Dave's part. Bex Fly Toronto, when there's a Jays game on, I'll get tickets and buy you an overpriced beer, and you can tell me what the fuck is going on. I'd love to go to see a Jays game. Rogers Stadium is just a cool stadium. And, I mean, as a child, I used to, try and see, because I always heard about the hotel that's at the end of the stadium, that people would, constantly rent rooms and then just, go at it in the big windows looking over the stadium, and people would take pictures and stuff. Does that happen anymore? I always wanted to know. Is it true? Did they do that? Okay. Keep saying no cell, no Moass. No cell? Like cell phone? Cell? Like prison cell? I don't know what that means. Oh, like cell. Like prison cell. If they don't go to prison, then no Moass. That makes sense. CWAC72. Houston, what is your thoughts on Boris handing in his resignation yesterday in the UK? It was a great day for us Brits. About time. Boris Johnson's a chode. That guy's awful. He was a bumbling fool, and that was kind of hilarious sometimes, but was not enough to make up for the fact that he is just a terrible human being in general. I never understood why people voted for him. He constantly got in trouble for just making things up, and and it took him having parties while grannies were dying for them to finally get rid of him, and not the fact that he pushed for just terrible legislation again and again and again and again, and that didn't help anybody in the UK. I mean, the Conservatives are still going to try to ruin NHS whenever they get a chance. So you guys can look forward to an American-style healthcare system if the Conservatives win again, which you do not want. Whatever problems you have in NHS, it is far superior to anything that happens in the U.S. It's so nice to be able to not have to worry about paying hundreds of thousands of dollars in bills because your insurance company wouldn't cover your procedure. And you can just go to the hospital in the NHS system and get taken care of. It makes so much sense. So, avoid that. It was pretty funny. I saw the tally. So while Boris Johnson yesterday was trying to do his speech to save his job before he finally ultimately resigned with his "them's the break" speech, which was funny. They had a running tally of cabinet members who were resigning, and it was 21, 22, 23. As he's giving his speech, more resignations are coming in. It was pretty epic. S. Ramsey for GME, why purchase now before the record date? Just buying shares after it splits for the quarter of the price a share just because of FOMO? I mean, you might be able to get the shares for the same price on the 25th or whatever, equivalent. But if you get those shares, you don't have any reason to be hey, I'm owed stuff. pay me my shares. Okay. Freethinker McJones, once the float is DRS'd and shares are still being regularly trading, GameStop will have a hell of a case to bring the SEC. Do you see this happening? I see them trying. But William Morgan, SEC doesn't want to investigate. The SEC doesn't want to investigate. Whenever you bring up naked shorting to them, they're like, la 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 la, it's not happening, la la la. And they will gladly take whatever manipulated data they have to show that it isn't happening, when we know full well it is. Tristan Francis, Houston, figured out the super chat. What kind of manipulations do you think will happen as we get close to July 22nd? Or do you think this is the end road? We may have hit the fork on the end road, but it might be a few months from now before we realize just how brutal it is. The manipulations are going to be straight up just naked selling some more. That's it. That's their answer to everything, is they naked sell, and then they do a debt swap, and they naked sell, and then they do a debt swap, and they naked sell, and they do a debt swap. They've been running that play over and over and over and over again. That's how most of them avoid T35 dates. Some of them can't do the debt swap. They might be so toxic that they just can't do that, and they end up having to buy a few million shares here and there. We get a little price bump when that happens. But for the most part, they're going to keep naked selling, trying to drive the price down. And even though if they have to buy and close out positions, they will naked sell at the same time, and they'll just consider that a wash for the moment, and then they'll do a debt swap with some Brazilian company, and then make them responsible for things. And then they're outside the confines of the SEC, so that Brazilian company's like, I'm not buying anything. And ultimately some bank is going to have to deal with it. All right. Alicia Dooley, big dog destroy monkey butts toy as well. We sent 3 for 1 each dog, and the ape for you. Oh, the ape's me. That's for me, Alicia. Yeah, big dog. You have to wait on this one. You don't get to destroy this one today. I get to keep this one for a while. You already just annihilated the pig and the little dog, but this is for me. But yeah, they did advertise that it was a puncture-proof squeaker, but I don't think it survived that puncture. Yep. So here, enjoy your pig. Yeah, enjoy your pig. Get that pig. Get it. What's left? Oh, okay. There you are. There you are, big dog. Okay, I only got a few minutes left here, and then I'm going to take the dogs for a walk, and then continue to get buff. Okay. David Allen Grove, do you think AMC will have a stock split, or they start offering dividends again if second quarter earnings are great and AMC pays off all their debt? If they get $5 billion or something from Paramount, they'll pay off their debt. They'll be in the clear. They've had some huge movies so far come out this summer. Top Gun, gigantic. They had the Jurassic Park movie. They had the Minions movie. They're all making just shitloads of money off of that. So they might actually post a profit for these next 2 quarters, which would be fantastic for everybody. And if they can clear that $5 billion in debt with the Paramount deal, might be looking pretty good. Hey, big dog. Pat a monkey butt. Hug a big dog. You're such a snuggle bug. For like someone who really wants to murder every dog he meets, you are such a snuggle buggle. It is completely psychopathic. I don't get it. All right. Oh, you don't want me patting your butt anymore, monkey? You're like, stop patting my butt. Get a shot on my good side. I love when she does her stretch and like the slowest get down off a chair ever. Okay. 7 cents. So if Paramount or whatever takes over AMC, then the Moass for AMC is over, right? If they offer something like $30 per share, then we are out. If they offer something like $30 per share, that's what you'll get. You'll get $30 for your shares and nothing more. And then it's over. Yeah, that's correct. T.T. As an American citizen, I will not go to the hospital unless I'm dying. I have a toddler with insurance. We still had to pay $11,000 to $13,000 out of pocket for that. For her, yeah. It happens, man. Our insurance system sucks so bad. So bad. Liberty Houston says MNTLP has nothing to do with material. What do you think MNTLP can squeeze to? Not answering that. Not answering that. Okay, I'm avoiding those 2 things. John B., I think the rich dad, poor dad guy is thinking the S&P 500 will recover by the end of 2022. I'm not seeing his latest YouTube yet. It's not recovering by the end of 2022. It's dropping another 50% from where we are. And it will probably stay down there for quite some time. Through a good chunk of 2023 before we start to see a recovery. My guess is we'll see some big institutions fail by fall. Crystal ball time. Some big institutions or banks collapse sometime this fall, and then that means the bottom of the S&P 500 will probably be March, like it did in 2009, before we start climbing out of that thing again. So, buy your spy calls March 2009 and watch those suckers, or 2023 and watch those suckers just rocket afterwards. If it drops 50%, the SPY will be at, 180, 190, somewhere in there. And then it'll climb back up to 400 again within a year or two. And you'll be up 20, 30 grand on every single one of those things in the end. So if you can pick them up for $1 a share, pretty good 100x 300x. Not bad. Carlos Reyes Cruz, Thor Love and Thunder this weekend. Already saw it at my local AMC. Oh yeah, Thor's coming out. Thor's out. I like myself some Watiti, so yeah, I'll watch it. The Thor Ragnarok was the funniest movie that year. Like, I watched the other movies, nothing, no comedy even approached what Thor Ragnarok was. So I'll watch this one. Jamil Frimpong, do you believe that the GME float can be locked via DRS? And if so, what happens? Nothing. I think we lock up the float and we go, hey, we locked up the float. Shares are still trading. That shouldn't be allowed. And the SEC is going to do one of these. And all regulators are going to ignore it. Okay. It's time to take these dogs for a walk. I'll see you guys Monday, I believe. I don't think I'm... got to hear back. I don't know when I'm going to Canada. But I don't think it's Monday. So I'll see you for a show Monday. Enjoy your weekend. I might late night tonight do a Twitch, although my Twitch stream was garbage last time too because the internet wasn't working. But we've got excellent connection going so far. So maybe they fixed whatever trauma is happening to my internet. Anyway, from the dogs and me, and thank you, Alicia, for the squeaky squeakies. And John B, thank you for the working out pair. We're gonna get so freaking yoked. I am so sore right now. Even just doing that flexing just hurt my lats like crazy. Okay, so bye-bye.